Totally get why folks would want to eat less processed foods. I think a lot of that just comes from Instagram or TikTok telling you that certain foods are poison. Anything that you don't get from like the outside of a grocery store is poison. And I'm a nutritionist and intuitive eating counselor, and I think that advice is garbage. So next time you see that, just scroll away. Almost all foods are processed unless you're growing veggies and fruits in your gardens, and they're going to have some level of processedness to them. But there is such a difference between ultra processed foods and foods that are less processed. So, an ultra processed food would be like candy or instant noodles or cinnamon toast crunch, something that's not very nutrient dense. Versus hummus would still be a processed food, yogurt is still a processed food. Frozen veggies, even fresh fruit, if you buy that from a store, that's technically going to be have been processed. I understand where the idea of like wanting to eat less processed foods come from, but I don't think there's a lot of validity there, and just that's not a very ADHD friendly thing. To not having access to foods can be such a huge barrier for us, and processed foods are just so often much easier to consume than fresh foods, which are like often labeled as not processed, even though they technically are, unless you grow them yourself.